Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this session with Solomon Ekwaro. For those who are here for the first time, I just want to take this opportunity to welcome you and thank you for stopping by. It's a pleasure being with you here, and it means a lot to me. Now, in this channel, we talk a lot about people, the importance of people helping others. We talk about the importance of every human being being in a position whereby they can help to put a smile on the face of another person, or they can help to reduce the pressure or the pain that that person is feeling. So we bring these values up in different forms, in different ways. We also try to look into a very special subject. I am an African, and I believe Africans have a lot to offer to themselves and to the world. So I look at the African as someone who is supposed to fight to let other Africans get emancipated, to project the values of African, to project the African culture, to see that Africans are given a world-recognized place across the world. However, this is the catch. In doing this, we are not, as Africans, to look down, step down, or talk down on other races. So others will be fighting to make their voices heard over there. So you find the man from Asia, you find the man from Australia, the man from US, everyone is fighting to push up their names, their culture, that what they sell. They were trying to sell them like they're out there with loud voices. So we as Africans, we need to let our voices heard. We need to shout. We need to push up what is ours out there into the world. So this is one of the things which we kind of discuss or talk about in this channel as well. However, going straight to the point of today's business, we shall be working on a poem. This poem is called DESIDERATA. Now, some of you might have come across this poem while you were in secondary school or in primary school or many years back. It's an old poem. It was written in 1927 by a gentleman called Max Ehrmann. Now, Max Ehrmann was a poet and a lawyer, and initially it was thought that he was writing this poem to himself because he saw the values highlighted in this poem. He saw them as values that he needed for himself, and he was writing this letter or this poem to himself. And later on, when the poem came out, it was something which was to be beneficial to everyone out there. It's just an amazing piece of literature. Now, Desiderata is referred to as a didactic poem, a poem that has moral instructions to guide, to direct, to teach, to change, and make things better, especially the character of persons. Max Ehrmann offers a code for life, a way to live by, a path to walk on, and a standard to uphold. The key to all this about the Desiderata is for us to use this poem and the values highlighted in this poem as a standard, as a way of life. Let us pick some of the values that have been mentioned by Max Ehrmann and see how we can apply them to our life or to our lives. It is really important that we understand how the world works today. In the world of today, many of these values have been given a backseat. Today, people just want to go for happily ever after. Everything will work. Just keep moving. Have faith and go along. It will work, and the belief is going to work. When it works, fine, it's brilliant, it's amazing. But when it doesn't work, there's always a lot of pressure. We find a lot of consequences spewed and sprayed all around the streets, the quarters, the towns and cities. Crime, corruption, cheating, bribery, just because someone wanted to go somewhere or to attain something. But because of the challenges that were on their way, they couldn't. They prefer to take a shortcut. And when it doesn't work, we end up with murders, shootings. Now, this level of corruption and evil goes at a personal level, at a corporate level, and even in national levels. I mean, in whole countries being involved. Hence, we see about these rough, very, very rough situations that governments find themselves in. Scandals here and there, and people try to cover one evil with another evil. How do all these things come about? It boils down to one thing. The foundation that was laid for the persons or inside the persons that are supposed to be the leaders in that government structure or corporate structure, these foundations were never there. They're empty. They are without the right kind of values. They have values, but different values, not what is needed to build a society. So, why does this happen? Because there is no foundation. If there's no foundation built in that person, if the person doesn't understand how the universe works, if the person doesn't understand that they need to follow the principles of life, they always want to get things through the shortcut. You cannot reap until you sow. And what is the key to getting? It's giving. We will come to back in another session. Let's continue on this one. Max Ehrmann may have left the scene, but through his poem, The Desiderata, he endorses an attitude for us to accept the world in its entirety with all its contrasts. So I'll give you two examples of contrast, like what I'm saying. You have a millionaire. He's well established, has money, has everything, let's say. He doesn't have a child. He's looking for a child. He's done everything possible to get a child. No way. Next door, you have a poor man. He doesn't know where his next meal is going to come from. His wife gives birth to triplets. The poor man with 3 children doesn't know how to feed them. The rich man, all the money, no child. This is a contrast in life. Let's take another example. You spend all your years reading, going from one academic institution to another, gathering the accolades, the certificates, and everything. A fellow in this, a fellow in that, a fellow in this, a fellow in that. After putting all these things together, you end up working for someone who didn't finish his school program. Yeah, he didn't even do it halfway. He just stepped in, put down his name, and went out. These are contrasts in life. Now, Max Ehrmann is saying through Desiderata that we should learn how to forgive ourselves, be ourselves. And with these, we will have inner peace, happiness, joy. This joy within the tranquility that comes from this inner peace and joy. We will project this tranquility to every issue, situation, challenge, contrast, or barrier that we meet in life. We need to understand that if we are in the world, as we say we are, and we really are, we need to accept the world with all its contrasts. And how do we overcome the challenges, the barriers? Is by setting a standard early in life to build a foundation with certain values. And some of these values have been highlighted in the poem, The Desiderata. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go over to take a look at this poem, The Desiderata. Hold on, we'll do that together.
Go placidly amid the noise and the haste, and remember what peace there may be in silence. As far as possible, without surrender, be on good terms with all persons. Speak your truth quietly and clearly, and listen to others. Even the dull and the ignorant, they too have their story. Avoid loud and aggressive persons. They are vexatious to the spirit. If you compare yourself with others, you may become vain and bitter, for always there will be greater and lesser persons than yourself. Enjoy your achievements as well as your plans. Keep interested in your own career. However humble, it is a real possession in the changing fortunes of time. Exercise caution in your business affairs, for the world is full of trickery. But let this not blind you to what virtue there is. Many persons strive for higher ideals, and everywhere life is full of heroism. Be yourself. Especially do not feign affection, neither be cynical about love, for in the face of all aridity and disenchantment, it is as perennial as grass. Take kindly the counsel of the year, fully surrendering to the things of youth. Nurture strength of spirit to shield you in sudden misfortune, but do not distress yourself with dark imaginings. Many fears are born of fatigue and loneliness. Beyond a wholesome discipline, be gentle with yourself. You are a child of the universe, no less than the trees and the stars. You have a right to be here. And whether or not it is clear to you, no doubt the universe is unfolding as it should. Therefore, be at peace with God, whatever you conceive Him to be, and with whatever your labors and aspirations. In this noisy confusion of life, keep peace in your soul. With all its charm and drudgery and broken dreams, it is still a beautiful world. Be cheerful. Strive to be happy. I have just read The Desiderata, written in 1927 by a gentleman called Max Ehrmann.
Be gentle with yourself. So, by being gentle with yourself, you kind of create a situation whereby you have inner peace, calm, and tranquility. Without this inner peace, you won't be able to have the composure to look at challenges, barriers, and other obstacles that will manifest in one way or another in front of you in the physical world. So I think Max Ehrmann has done a lot of good to this generation, though he was someone from another time. However, he did a lot of good for us, and the Desiderata today still stands as something which, as a poem that we can study a poem that we can count on and something we need to spend a lot of time reviewing and reflecting on the values, on the themes that have been raised therein. Thank you for being patient and having spent this time with me. I hope you do have some questions by now. I hope you have the opportunity as well to share them with me and not just keep them up in your heads. Drop a comment right below. Let us know exactly where the nuances are. Share your thoughts with us, and we'll be able to share more information on that. Now, just before we round off this session, I want to encourage everyone out there. Take the opportunity to work on yourself, okay? Work on yourself. Improve yourself. What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? What do you need? Those values and things that you think you need them, are they really important? Those things that you want, are they important? Those things that you're dying for, you must have them. You must acquire them. Are they important? Go back, check the very fundamental values, the foundation of your core. Check them. Check yourself. Are these values that we've discussed here, do you have them? Are they present in your being? You do not have to compare with another person. Already we've seen in the poem that it says, do not compare yourself with others. Otherwise you become vain and bitter. Okay? So, think. If you think you have enough of some of the values we've discussed here, then that's good. If not, work on yourself. Do me a favor, please. Share this video. Share it to your friends, to your family. Share to those who matter to you, your colleagues, your friends. You may just never know. Someone may be sitting somewhere in deep trouble, in confusion and frustration, not knowing how to move over the challenge that is right in front of them. And by sharing this video with them, you give them the opportunity to learn and know the secret of how to overcome the challenge in front of them. Thank you so much. Thank you for your time. I love you all. Bye-bye.